We are starting with our candidate for mayor. Unfortunately, our second candidate got stuck and wasn't able to get here today, even though he really tried. So Mike Felmley will not be here this evening, but we do have J. Allen Holden here. So please stay tuned. We will be starting right at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
My name is Julie Nickel. I'm honored to serve as the president of the League of Women Voters for Lower Cape Fear. On behalf of the League, I am pleased to welcome you to tonight's Town of Holden Municipal Candidates Forum, which is being held at the Holden Beach Town Hall. I don't know why I always have to say, you all know where you are. This event is sponsored by the League of Women Voters and moderated by Nancy Garland, who I'll be introducing. She's a member at large of the board of directors of the League of Women Voters. And community members for what promises to be an important and informative discussion. That is certainly why we are here. And just so you know, the League of Women Voters in Lower Cape Fear actually encompasses 3 counties: Brunswick, New Hanover, and Bender. So we continue to grow and serve to the best of our ability those 3 counties. We deeply appreciate the willingness of the candidates to participate in tonight's forum, as well as the commitment of community members to learn more about those seeking to serve as mayor or on the Town of Holden Beach Board of Commissioners and their perspectives on governance issues facing your town. If you're not familiar with the League of Women Voters, we are a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization committed to voter education and helping to ensure a well-informed electorate. The League does not endorse any candidate or political party. Tonight's forum is designed to provide the public with an opportunity to hear directly from town council candidates regarding significant community issues with an emphasis on fairness and equal opportunity for all candidates to share their views. Our established protocol ensures that every candidate receives a range of questions and equal time to respond. All questions are reviewed in advance for appropriateness and fairness. Both candidates and members of the public were invited to submit questions ahead of the forum. Before introducing our moderator, I'd like to review several ground rules for audience members. You know you have rules. Please silence your cell phones. Everybody got their cell phone silent? Yeah. We ask that you refrain from applauding or otherwise demonstrating support or opposition to any candidate during this forum. Applause is encouraged, very much encouraged, at the conclusion of the event. You have a job here tonight. And your job is to listen and to hear what folks who spend a lot of time, a lot of hours, energy, and determined to run for a position, what they have to say. That's your job, is to listen. And then as you gather up that information, take it home and discern what makes most sense for your community. No audio or video recording of the forum is permitted by audience members. Unauthorized recordings are not allowed. The forum will be presented in its entirety and not edited. The forum should be broadcasted either live, we're live, or soon after it's concluded. Now we do have, just so you're not thrown off by what I just read, we do have a representative from the media here. Media's over there, and media is allowed to take pictures.
As is the League.
As is the League. Okay. As for how the forum will be conducted, each candidate will have 2 minutes for their opening statement. Each candidate will be given 1.5 minutes in response to the questions that we present to them. At the end of the forum, each candidate will have 3 minutes for a closing statement to share their vision for governing the town of Holden. All responses will be timed by members of the League of Women Voters of Lower Cape Fear, and there's our timer right there. Raise your hand. Oh, no, Robin, somebody. And the timer will be visible to the candidate. Okay? So we kind of got the ground rules down. Right. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce our moderator, Mr. Garland. He is a member at large with the League of Women Voters of Lower Cape Fear and past president. Her commitment to civic engagement and leadership is evident through her ongoing involvement with the League. Prior to relocating, there was somebody there.
The baby gets thing.
I knew. Prior to relocating to North Carolina, Nancy represented portions of Columbus, Ohio as a state representative in the Ohio House of Representatives. During her tenure, she authored a significant piece of legislation that prohibited texting while driving, which she regards as a landmark achievement. Nancy moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked on Capitol Hill for Texas Congressman Jack Hightower. She earned her law degree from George Mason University Law School during this period. After her time on Capitol Hill, Nancy's career included serving as legal counsel and lobbyist for the American Optometric Association. She later became vice president of government affairs, for the American Physical Therapy Association, demonstrating her expertise in advocacy and policy development. In 2002, Nancy returned to Ohio to serve as CEO of the Ohio Physical Therapy Association, leading the organization and advancing its mission. Upon moving to North Carolina, Nancy assumed the role of executive director of the North Carolina Physical Therapy Association. She also contributed to academia as an adjunct professor, teaching health policy to doctoral physical therapy students at both Ohio State University and the University of North Carolina. Nancy relocated to Compass Point in 2013, where she is currently enjoying retirement. I'm not sure that being on the board of the League of retirement. I can tell you that
It's a full-time job.
this is a kind of a semi-retirement. But you don't have to report your wages to the IRS since you don't have it. So without further ado, I'm going to have Nancy come up and be the moderator, please. And you can explain the process of what we're doing.
I know it's a Friday night, the weather is wonderful, we're at the beach. You could be doing something else besides being here. So again, I really, we thank you for being here. Okay, we're going to start out with a glitch. Unfortunately, one of our mayoral candidates, Mr. Felmley, is actually having medical treatment in Raleigh. We've been in contact all day. He thought he was hopefully going to make it in time for the forum, but he is not. So we will have Mr. Holden I will be presenting questions to him. We were doing everything if we had both candidates, but so that's how we're going to do it. The second half, we will have the candidates for town council. So just to explain that we're not going quite the way we were going to. So, Mr. Holden, if you would like to come up to the front here, we got your name tag.
So, what we're going to do is we'll begin with opening statements, and each candidate, we only have one, will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves and share their vision for Holden Beach.
My vision of Holden Beach is, first of all, this is my home. Nowhere else has ever been my home. 76 years, came directly from the hospital in Wilmington to Holden Beach, rode the ferry across, and been here ever since. My vision of Holden Beach is to continue the family beach as it has always been, and I think that the vast majority of the citizens and property owners feel the same as I just stated. And many people seem to be concerned about the growth of Holden Beach, and we are 2/3 built out. approximately potentially 3,500 lots on the island. And we have about 2,300 homes on an island. And I'd like to see the continuation of nice yards, nice homes, and friendly neighbors to be in the future for this town.
Thank you. I would like to stress that the questions that we're asking were ones that were submitted to us by the public. The league did not generate these questions. So these are questions that citizens here actually posed. So Holden Beach's mayor votes only in case of a tie and serves as a facilitator and representative. With seasonal surges and a small year-round population, the mayor's role in bridging perspectives is vital. So each one candidate will have 1.5 minutes to answer our questions again that have been submitted by the citizens. Holden Beach faces unique challenges with seasonal tourism and year-round infrastructure. How would you promote these balanced policies?
Well, the policies, I guess you're referring to the way the town functions, or I was dismayed whenever the rules of procedure were changed after the last election, which limits the mayor's ability to participate and limits opportunities to vote. I have to, as mayor, pass the gavel to the mayor pro tem under the new rules and ask for permission to participate. And indeed, I don't get to vote unless there's a tie in certain circumstances. I don't think that's advantageous for the town. And the fact that, I don't mean this boastfully, but no one's got more experience of the town, history of the town than me, and I have an age with the ability to speak and to share some of the experiences having been here so long and participated in so many years. I think the town could benefit from more participation than it's benefited from right now.
Thank you. Staying within the time limit, wonderful. The mayor often serves as the public face of the town. How would you represent Holden Beach in regional and state level discussions? And how would you keep the commissioners informed regarding your representation at public events, meetings, and with other governmental agencies?
I have made many trips to Washington, D.C., visited with senators and congressmen and across the state. I've been to the legislature multiple times, talked to those serving us there multiple times. I know all of our representatives for this area on a first name basis. This coming week, I'll be in Louisiana, and I'll be representing Close Community College at a national conference in speaking. And I'm proud to say that I'll represent the town of Holden Beach every opportunity, whether it's Louisiana or Washington, D.C. or Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm involved in a lot of things other than just the town. So I get an opportunity to carry the town's message across the country. I'm proud to do that, and I think I do a good job.
You're going to be able to go to New Orleans and get any good cookie?
I wasn't going to say New Orleans, but there's a lot of fun to be had in New Orleans, but actually that's where I'm going to be.
I was just there last week and I had a heck of a good time.
I don't think I would be good with very many bees.
Okay, next question. Flooding and beach erosion are persistent concerns. What's your approach to resilience planning and intergovernmental coordination?
Well, many trips have been made to visit with the Corps of Engineers, the representatives in Washington and in the state and in the county and in our local organizations, North Carolina Byways and many others on different levels. My first experience with beach erosion control was when my father used to take the army truck And we go in the back of the sand dunes and cut down myrtle bushes and haul them up front and put windrows on a big sketch of sand. So that was in the early 60s. And then we got into some other avenues of beach control, erosion control, and then progressed on through the state and county and federal regulations controlling those. I'm pretty well up on things that take place and the requirements. I'm saddened to watch Ballhead Island, some of the other places along North Carolina coast that have done so well with terminal growing. And there's a lot of people have different ideas, but we have to consider everything. And right now, thank goodness, the town of Holden Beach is benefiting well. Has been done in recent years. So my hat's off to those that participated in doing our sand projects up to this point. And I'm sure we'll be doing many more. And my hat's off and much thanks to the staff, David Hewitt, Christopher Ferguson, and all staff members that helped create and get these things done for the years.
Thank you.
All the money that they were able to bring to this family.
Thank you. Okay, next question. How would you ensure that both permanent residents and seasonal property owners feel heard and represented?
Well, the avenues are there. We always have open arms position here in town hall. Anyone can come speak at the town meetings. We have 2 opportunities for people to speak. First opportunity is to speak at a limited time for items on the agenda. And then at the end of the meetings, we have an opportunity for someone to speak about anything they would like to talk about on the agenda of the hall. So that's always the first time, straightforward, face-to-face opportunities with the commission and the mayor and staff. That's we thought it's an organization, various property owners associations on the island. And I truly think that I know I'm very easy to find, stop sign attorney, come to my door. I'm there most days. So I always welcome comments, reports, emails, welcome.
Thank you. Next question. How will you ensure transparency and accountability in the performance of town departments under your leadership?
Well, my leadership, as I mentioned earlier, is somewhat limited in the fact that I'm pretty much part of the trade now. I don't really, I think the record said opportunity to participate in discussions is limited, but I do take a lot of phone calls, I get a lot of good emails, and I get a lot of bad emails. So, I'm getting those, and also a person that is sought after for information. So I pretty well try to be open and available to anyone that's interested.
Thank you. I know what it's like to get messy. Next question. What steps would you take to unify divisive neighborhoods and foster inclusive civic engagement across the town?
That's a tough one. Sometimes children have their own ideas of what's best. And all have to admit, hopefully, that we love America and love this town and where we live. I just wish that we could figure out collectively how to resolve that. I don't think I've done a poor job in being available. And I don't think I've ever turned anyone down who wants to speak with me, phone call or otherwise. And my doors are open. And I think that's the secret, that we just talk more and communicate more. We'll do better overall. As mayor, I would hope that more commissioners would communicate with me. And sometimes I go months and never hear from the commissioner.
Hey, thank you. You said that was a tough one. Okay, this one's a tough one too, I think, since it's evidently on the ballot. What is your position on the proposed pier bond, and how would you lead the town if it passes or fails?
Well, obviously, we're supposed to do what the public wants, and I'm disappointed in the fact that I truly don't think that there's a need to have a bond right now. It doesn't obligate the town to do anything. And there's a lot of ideas out there that have been not pursued. I remember when the pier was built, and watched it be maintained through the years. And I think that there are multiple ways that either it can be repaired, replaced. But the sad part of it is, I got 1 minute left, so I'm going to say this. In 1954, whenever the town suffered from Hurricane Hazel, there were more businesses on Holden Beach in 1954 than there is now. If you want to take your grandkids and have a snowball or a hot dog, bag of potato chips, go sit on the ocean front and just look at what God's created. There's nowhere on Holden Beach you can do that anymore. Nowhere. If you want to take your family and get something to eat, or if you just want to walk down the ocean front and sit and watch the moon rise over the ocean to our east, there's nowhere you can do that. We've lost it. And that hurts me. And before I sold my vacation rental management business, that was the ongoing most complaint that vendors and property owners had. It's nothing for people to do. The first couple of days, they bologna sandwiches, bag chips, and they're swimming, and then they want to do something else.
Thank you. This is the last question, and then you'll have 3 minutes for closing argument. What role should the mayor play in shaping tourism and economic development tied to the pier? I think you started in that.
Would you repeat that question?
Sure. What role should the mayor play in shaping tourism and economic development tied to the pier?
Well, as I understand my job, like the current way town is operated, I don't get to participate in the direction or plan. I don't get to vote, so I have to just carry the wishes of the commissioners and follow what the commissioners want. The people have to tell the commissioners what they want, and that's pretty much what my job is, as I understand it right now. Previously, I would have been an active participant in discussion and sharing some of my leadership. Those in the room that may have read my email with part of my resume on some positions I've held, not only statewide but national participation. And I learned a lot about tourism. And anybody that hasn't read some of the things I've done along those lines, in that email, I encourage you to do that. My qualifications speak for themselves. And if you've been chosen to lead on the state, local, and national level, you must know a little bit. So.
Thank you. Okay, now we would like to, again, you have 3 minutes for closing thoughts or what your vision for Holden Beach is and any other final thoughts you'd like to share with us.
Well, the first thing is I'm not going anywhere until when my time's up here. I hope to get a better place, but I've done a little bit of traveling. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than Holden Beach. After about 3 days, I'm ready to come back, no matter where I am. My vision is to continue what we've got. It doesn't matter how much money you have or anything. If you travel around this country or you go outside this country, you try to find another place like Holden Beach. I haven't found it, and so many of you are here because you didn't find it. And we are unique. You can drive to Wilmington in 35 minutes or drive to Myrtle Beach in 35 minutes if you want some excitement or commercialization of some kind. Go ahead that. But if you want peace and tranquility, a great place to enjoy just what we have here in simple beach living, this is a place for you. And I think that's what I'm most proud of. I don't want to change it. You know, every election, Alan Holden's a realtor, and he's going to build 5-story condos on the ocean front, and he's going to make all these gazillions of dollars. It's the same thing every election, and I haven't done it yet, and I don't have anything. So I like the way it is now. I've lived on the ocean front, Second Road, canals, Mid-Island, and the waterway. And I love every one of them. I give good reasons why each one's a great location. And it's like going to the candy store, you know. They're all good. So I'm not going to complain about anything, just be proud of it. Thank you, Lord, all of us found this place. And, you know, it's a wonderful place, and I'd like to continue to say that.
Thank you. We really appreciate your comments, and again, sorry that our other candidate couldn't make it, but we really appreciate you being here and taking time to do this. We're going to have a 5-minute break, so we'll get the